Hello, family and friends. Here are my Tibetan bells again, and it's time to learn a new yoga pose. Today, I am going to introduce you to the chair pose, which is a little different from what we've been looking at previously. We've been studying a lot of upper body poses, and actually all over poses, but this pose specifically targets the lower half of our body, especially those big leg muscles that we like to build up strength in. The chair pose, or Utkatasana, I hope I pronounced that right, is usually used at the end of a warm-up session because it is a little more intense, or during a yoga practice, the core class of a yoga practice. It's also used during sun salutations. It has a lot of benefits. It will build your power and your strength and your stability, especially the strength in your quads and your calves and your ankles. It will also, we still will use our back and our shoulders, so it still will use those, and our core. So it, like all yoga poses, it'll use everything, but it specifically will target these big leg muscles. I'm also going to kind of help you tweak your mountain pose today. I think it's time to kind of go a little bit further with that. And you're going to use your hands in doing that, so be prepared. Oh, here comes Miss Chloe. She heard the Tibetan bells, so she's coming from her eating bowl over to her bed. Oh, she's smelling the Tibetan bells. Interesting. Okay, I'm going to move my chair out of the way. You will notice I have a prop here. I guess it's not in the camera yet, but I've got a chair we're going to be using a little bit later on. Let's come over and start into our mountain pose. With our feet together, toes and heels together, and we are rooting down through all four corners of our feet. Now, for stability, I want you to take your heels and separate your heels by a thumb width. That is going to help you with a little bit of stability, especially in the chair pose. But you know how I've always told you to separate your feet if you're not feeling stable with your feet together. Well, this might be another way to kind of help with your stability. And if you are doing your poses feet apart, start bringing your feet closer and closer together, and until you finally just have your big toes together with your heels apart. Okay, there you go. You're building up your strength, and you're rooting down to the earth and bringing your energy up through your softened knees and into your quads. Now, quads, the big leg muscles. Now take your hands and put them on your quads. And I want you to contract your quads and kind of feel like they're moving inward, in towards each other. You will also probably, when you do this, feel your bottom muscles contract a little bit. It's kind of hard to isolate your quads and contract them. So you need to practice a little bit, but you can feel, if you contract them, you can feel them kind of go, just a little bit. Now we're going to go up through our pelvis with all this energy. Here we're going up to our pelvis. Take your hands again. One hand on your tummy, one hand on your butt. And you're going to help squeeze your butt and your tummy together. Suck in your tummy and give it just a slight push with your hand. And tuck your tush under, and you can feel it with your hand. So you're basically kind of just feeling yourself doing this as you contract the muscle. But you can help a little bit by doing a little bit of a push. There you go. Now take your hands and up to your ribs. You know how I've always talked about opening up your chest so that you make more room for more air. And you can do that, but you don't want to lift your chest like that. You want to lift your chest side to side, opening it this way. And you want to take your ribs and knit them inwards. And you can just kind of roll your ribs inward. There you go. Relax your arms, shoulders down, neck long, chin parallel to the floor, and that invisible string pulling the crown of your head up to the ceiling. So you are head over heart, over pelvis. Perfect. Nice deep breath. Nice big deep belly breath. Feel your stomach go out, release it, and feel everything go back in. Now, for chair pose, we are going to start by bending our knees gently, oh so gently. And our bottom, as we do this, will go out backwards. Let's see. Will go out backwards. You don't want it to go up. You want your sit bones to go down. You want your knees over your ankles, and you want to visualize your sit bones over your heels. And you're coming down. This part of your body, your head, heart, and pelvis, stay in neutral spine, perfect alignment. They're actually not going to move at all other than going forward and backward. In fact, right now, I'm going to face forward again. Put your index fingers on your hips and hinge from your hips forward slightly and back up. Keep your shoulders down. I have to keep pushing them down myself. Forward and back. So it's going like a wind. Your torso is going like a windshield wiper. You're not going like this or like this. You're going for as your knees bend and your sit bones go down. You're going forward and up. Just like if you were going to sit in a chair. When you sit in a chair, you just sit down. You don't think about it. You are mindfully sitting in this chair. And if you were going lower, you would eventually sit into a chair. You don't have to go down that low today. Now, bring your chest forward and make it feel like it's going to shoot out into space. So keep it lifted. Keep yourself lifted and keep thinking my head, my heart, and my pelvis are in one line, neutral spine. Bring your hands up to shoulder height. You can either put your palms down or facing each other. And you are in chair pose. Now, if you're in a warm-up session, your teacher will have you probably go back up to mountain and inhale and exhale as you come back down to chair. She'll probably, or he probably will have you do that several times. Inhale and exhale. Keep adjusting those knees and those sit bones. Inhale and exhale. If you're in the middle of a practice, your teacher will probably have you stay here and breathe in, belly breathe 5 to 10 times. Keep thinking. Head over heart over pelvis. You don't want to think about bringing your chest to your thighs. You don't need to do that. To help you, and I think I might have mentioned this, but to help you keep all of this in alignment, your knees, your sit bones, and your torso, bring your weight back into your heels. Don't be pitching forward onto your toes. Sit back into the heels. Okay, modifications. I brought a prop. Here's my prop, a kitchen chair. You can always hold on to your kitchen chair and do any pose, holding on to the back of a chair. Notice I have it pretty close to me. It's not like 25 feet out where I'm like this. It's right here. And you could go down into chair and back up. And down into chair and back up. You don't have to use your hands at all. Another thing you can do is you can take your hands. I'm trying to make sure I can. And hold on to the side of the chair. And go down and sit. Feel your bottom, sit in the chair, and come back up. Sit in the chair and come back up. Oh, I think I'm going over my toes. I better watch that. Do not let your knees go over those toes. A chair as a prop. Always keep one around if you're a real beginning yoga student. They come in handy. I'm all about props. There are some modifications you can do with your arms. If you're into chair and you have shoulder issues, what are we gonna do? Leave them right here. It's perfectly fine. Right here, perfectly fine. If you want a challenge, you can bring them to 45 degrees. Now don't be looking up at your hands. In chair position, we want to pick a focal point out across the room. If there's a spider on the wall, perfecto. This helps with your neck alignment and keeping your head over your heart, over your pelvis. If you look up, you've lost it. Okay. So, but you can take your arms up to 45 degrees, which will help you with strength in your shoulders and your upper back. If you're feeling unstable and the heels apart is not working for you, it would be fine. It would be fine to separate your feet. Ooh, I'm sticky today. Must be humid. That would be fine. Cranky knees. Sometimes I get cranky knees. And that means you just don't go down quite as far. This is fine. This is okay too, if you can maintain that. But you only need to go down a ½ inch. If your knees are cranky, you need to pay attention to that. Let me see. Cranky knees. I did the arms. I think I covered all the options. Feels like I'm missing one. Now, the things that you really need to worry about and think about, where you could go wrong, is these knees could go over your toes. Bad. This is as bad as this. Shoulders down, knees over your ankles, sit bones over your heels. You want to hinge from your hips in chair pose. You do not want to go like this, and you don't want to try to reach your chest to your thighs, because that's not the object here. Hinge from your hips. Like I'm a little teapot or a windshield wiper. Okay? There you go, there you go. And in any of these poses, you don't have to like do them so rigorously that you lose it. You want to mindfully do these, because that will you will get the most benefits out of them, and you will get stronger and better at everything faster. Okay, failure at something is where you learn things. You will learn a lot more from your failures than from all of the successes you have in the world. So if you're practicing and you're not getting it and you have to practice and practice and practice, you're doing it right. You will have a lot more success in the long run. All right. I hope you learned from this today. I had a very good time preparing for you, and we will see you next time. Namaste. Bye-bye.